Great. Thank you, everyone, for joining this week's product training call. I know we've been focusing a lot for the last 2 months on our BulaFIT system. And we're doing that because we're having such incredible stories from all of our ambassadors. And we're getting so many new ambassadors. So we want, we want to make sure that we're replicating, we're giving the same information. We turn it up a little bit, change it up a little bit. We want to make sure we're giving information to everybody so that they're well informed and they know how the system works. So today we're going to talk about the BulaFIT system and specifically the ketogenic diet. Well, we always like to start with David Gilmour. Actually love this photo. This photo was taken, David Gilmour is a serial entrepreneur. He's had 12 successful startups in his life. He's 85 years old. He's always been a wellness advocate, and he bought WAKAYA Island in 1972 for $3 million. But I love this picture of David because this was shot in his Manhattan apartment at 1 Central Park West, Trump Tower. It took him 2 years to de-Trump his apartment to get all the gold out of it. There's a lot of gold in there. And you all know that he's very fond of Asia, so this is a beautiful painting he has in the background. And this was actually shot for Forbes magazine. And Forbes magazine had tried to write about David Gilmour for years. And David declined a meeting and an interview because his father taught him that the spouting whale gets the harpoon, which I think is a great saying to live by, right? It means if you're too much, too boastful, you know, you become a target. And so he did not grant Forbes an interview until he was 82 years old. And so that's when we had our first, actually our main feature in Forbes. But this is a great moment in his apartment. We'll just share little tidbits. So most of you know that the idea of creating the world's purest and healthiest water was born on WAKAYA Island. David actually cherishes WAKAYA Island so much. All of his best ideas come from WAKAYA. He regenerates and rejuvenates on WAKAYA, and I think you all know the story, he was golfing on his golf course at the WAKAYA Club and Spa, and he saw a friend ahead of him drinking Evian. He pulled a glass bottle of Evian out of his golf bag, and David couldn't believe that someone had brought French water over to the Fijian Islands, the purest place on the planet. So what David did was he went to the Fijian government and he basically said, if you help me find the purest water source, I will then help you kind of revitalize travel and bring Fiji back on the map. So it's exactly what he did, and there's 3 reasons why the bottle is square. So the first reason is that he could pack actually 30% more in a box than Evian, which was his main competitor. And he was able to save 30% on shipping. So this was a huge, huge, huge deal for him. The second reason is that ergonomically, our hands are meant to clutch square, not round. So very thoughtful and innovative in the design. And the third reason is David's a yachtsman, and a square bottle doesn't roll on a boat. But I love this. This is the original design. You'll never see this anywhere, this Fijian waterfall in the background. These are called, this is a flame blossom with the red blossom. These are called French pennies. And I think if you wear it on the left ear, it means you're single. On the right ear, it means you're taken. So David actually still has these printed on his resort and serves with the original wrapping. And the wrapping was, the design was actually done by the gentleman who created legs pantyhose that came in the egg carton. So very, very innovative design, and it was iconic because it actually forced everything from gyms to car manufacturers to actually make a bigger holder for water bottles to fit Fiji water. So David bought, as I said, WAKAYA Island in 1972. It's a 2,200-acre certified organic island, so certified organic islands are very rare. This is 2 times the size of Central Park in New York, and we cultivate everything on WAKAYA. We cultivate our ginger and turmeric all by hand. We cultivate our sea salt straight from our azure blue reefs. Apple jade, actually, azure blue reefs. We cultivate our zelo oil back on the back end of our western side of the island, Nautilus Beach. We have Homestead Bay, which is home to actually the birthplace of our Pacific hawksbill turtles. And I love this close-up is such a great close-up of the island because this actually really shows parts that people normally don't see. So what are the parts here that we'll point out? Hang on, there we go. Is our village. So we house 150 workers on the island. We've built 32 duplexes. They all live rent-free. We've built a church, a general store, school for their children. We've made a complete place for them to live. Every child that's raised on WAKAYA gets, David and Jillian, his wife, pay for their university. We also have the WAKAYA Club and Spa, which is a 10-bure, which is bure is a Fijian word for cottage, a 10-cottage resort that basically caters to only 26 guests in total. Each couple gets a staff of 12, if you can imagine what that's like. I call it stupid travel. We have David and Jillian's home, which everyone thinks is the resort, but it's not. It's a 40,000 square foot, one-bedroom home. And when their friends come into town, they stay at the resort. And we also have our coconut plantation. So we'll be launching coconut oil. We're going to actually test it on HSN in late June, and we're going to see how it sells. And if it sells well, then we'll bring it into the network. So this is our coconut plantation, which is pretty vast. You can see how big it is. We also have this little building over here is our, this building over here by the beach is our orchid plantation, which is all housed in a beautiful thatched hut. So David started WAKAYA Perfection, and really he founded it on 2 spices of life. And they were born in the 7-million-year-old mineral-dense, nutrient-enriched virgin volcanic soil of WAKAYA Island that he owns. I love the shot. This shot was shot by a National Geographic photographer, a gentleman out of New Zealand named Chris McLennan. Great guy. I went with him. We spent, I think, about 8 days on WAKAYA and just shot all of the entire harvest. And this is actually a shot on one of our vistas overlooking our ginger paddock, which was down here. It's beautiful, beautiful photography, and a lot of photography you see is from Chris. So he started it on WAKAYA Island back in 2010, and that's actually a few years before he started crossbreeding a very rare organic pink Fijian ginger and turmeric. He crossbred seeds throughout the Fijian Islands. So in 2010, we started our first harvest. And in 2011, we started the company with our first product, which was our 100% pure, powerful, high-impact spice of life, our organic pink Fijian ginger. This ginger, you'll never find a root like this anywhere in Publix, Whole Foods, nowhere. It comes, literally, Chris McLennan picked this out of, was there. I wish I could have filmed it. He picked this out of the earth. He dusted it off and put it back down and said, I want to film it just like this, in this raw state. So this is our ginger. It has 3 times more gingerols than regular ginger powder. And what I love about that is we have a lab in Linden, Utah called Pharmatech. And every year we test all of our ginger and our turmeric, all of our products, our Delo, our sea salt. We put them through what's called a certificate of analysis. And the analysis comes back with really interesting findings. So with our ginger, it came back that our ginger had 3 times more gingerols than regular ginger powder. And gingerols are the healing agent in ginger, the therapeutic agent. So ginger is, as you all know, the spice of life. It's a cleanser, digestive agent. It helps with nausea. It's a metabolic booster. It's pretty much, to me, it's a wonder root. It's been around for 4,000 years. When we cultivated our turmeric, we discovered, after we did our certificate of analysis, that it has 5 times more curcumin than regular turmeric powder. So that is, again, the therapeutic agent in turmeric is curcumin. And 5 times, this is even more powerful. And this, you'll hear about this, and I always talk about this, and I know Bill Andreoli does as well. You'll hear about this spice of life on the Today Show, on CBS Sunday. You'll hear it from Dr. Oz calls it the golden spice of life, which is very much what we call it as well. And so we're very, very, we really use our 2 roots of health and spices of life as really a foundation for a lot of our products. Almost all of our products have these 2 ingredients in them. So we always like to showcase them. But what we want to talk about today, and this does involve our ginger and our turmeric, is the ketogenic lifestyle. And I don't like to call it a diet because it really is just as simple as changing the way that you eat. Again, I hate calling it a diet because you're still eating amazing stuff such as butter and cheese and olive oil and bacon and avocados and eggs and nuts. I mean, it is pretty much an amazing way to eat. So a ketogenic diet is a low-carb diet that actually turns your body into a fat-burning machine. And you'll hear Owen McKibben talk about this all the time. It was very interesting when Owen first came on board. When I first called Owen, and we had worked together for 20 years, and I approached him with this opportunity, he came out to our launch event, and the minute I had just had dinner with him in July in LA. So this was now October when I saw him again. And I met him in the lobby of the Green Valley Resort, and I looked at him and I said, oh my God, what have you done? You're like in ridiculous shape. And he's already in great shape. It's like he can't get any better shape. But he did. He looked very lean but very healthy and a good glow about him. And he said he was doing this ketogenic diet. So the funny thing is I didn't even know we had products in R&D. And I took Owen in to meet Bill and Bill Andrioli and Todd Smith, and we sat down, and the first question that Todd Smith asked Owen, he said, let me ask you a question before we start. Are you familiar with the ketogenic diet? And that's really when Owen kind of looked behind his shoulder and was like, how did you even know that? So we always say it was kind of kismet that he came to us and this all happened. So Owen is a perfect example, and all of you that I'm seeing on Facebook and our WAKAYA Facebook page, perfect examples of fat-burning machines. So this diet, this lifestyle is specifically designed to put your body into what's called ketosis. Now, ketosis is a state when your body turns fat, which is fuel, into ketones for energy, and it is associated with energy, blood sugar support, mental health support, and lasting fat loss. So a lot of people that are on this lifestyle, you'll hear them talk about, there's a little bit of symptoms when you first start because you're actually changing the way that your body processes fuel. It is just a normal, it's like putting, I don't know, it's like putting diesel in your car and then all of a sudden putting or a low-grade gasoline and all of a sudden putting the best in your car. It drives better. So this is real. We're hearing tons of stories about people feeling better, they have more energy, and that's exactly what this lifestyle does. So what it does is it's a process that the body does on an everyday basis. So your body adapts well, processing all different types of nutrients into fuels that it needs. So whether it's proteins, it's fats, it's carbs, they're all processed for use, right? They're fuel for your body. When you eat a low-carb, high-fat keto diet, it ramps up the process and makes the body work more efficiently. So if you think about it, if you're trying to get on the freeway and you're driving your car, you hit the gas pedal, and your car just takes off and moves really fast. Everything's working. That's how the body works as well when it's in this state. So when you eat carbohydrate-based foods or excess amounts of protein, your body will break that down into sugar known as, we all know, glucose. Now, glucose is needed in the creation of ATP, which is an energy molecule, which is a fuel that's needed for daily activity and maintenance. So your body automatically, when you eat carbs or a lot of protein, it automatically first goes to these to turn it into glucose and then burns that. Rather than burning fat, it burns these. And what's interesting is that when your body has no access to glucose from carbs, then the body will turn into fat. The body will then burn fat, and it will create molecules called ketones. And since the body's unable to use glucose for energy, it then turns to burn fat and break down that fat, and that's what results in fat loss. We don't call it weight loss, it's called fat loss. So the ketogenic diet, this is a great diagram. It's 75% calories from fat, 20% from protein, and 5% from carbohydrates. Now, we talk about the BulaFIT system. Before I get into what we eat and what we don't eat, we talk about the BulaFIT system. Because the WAKAYA way is literally we run our company on very strong ethics, very strong morals. So in order to stay true to FDA and FTC regulations, we always have to say our disclaimer, which is people on the BulaFIT program can expect to lose 1 to 2 pounds per week. The causes for being overweight vary from person to person, and we all know this. It's due to genetics, environmental factors, food intake, metabolism, differing levels of exercise, Because of this, results from the program may vary, so no individual results are seen as typical, and that is so true. If you guys are on a WAKAYA BulaFIT page, you'll see there's some people plateauing. There's some people that aren't using the scale but are losing inches. There's some people that are losing pounds on the scale. Everybody is different. I know we talk about this a lot on Fridays. Try not to get frustrated because every single person is different. So I just want to acknowledge that disclaimer. So with the BulaFIT system, we talk about living a high-impact life, and our system is a fat loss and fitness program. So it's not just a fat loss program. We're supporting it with fitness, and I love to see, and Owen is loving to see everybody working out so much and working out to his DVDs. This program is led by Owen McKibben, who I know most of you on this call have already personally met. Love and adore this man. He is so humble and sweet and kind. He is a celebrity fitness expert. He's a men's health cover model 17 times. And it's really all about modifying your diet and implementing fitness into your daily life. So we start first with our KETOFUEL meal replacement shake. And what I love about this shake, first of all, I just sent this to Chef William Sellner at the International Polo Club, and he called me and he said, "This is the most delicious shake I've ever drank," and my wife loves it as well. So what our shake does, it helps maintain the ideal high-fat, medium-protein, low-carb ratios for an easy way to keep you in ketosis. So this is a perfect meal replacement. And what I love about it also, which a lot of people don't know, is it contains grass-fed whey, and the cream we use is non-GMO. And it also contains our organic pink FIJI and ginger and our organic turmeric. So this is the perfect recipe of everything you need for a meal replacement. And this is, I have this every morning in my coffee because I always have coffee in the past with, don't laugh, but 3 tablespoons of sugar and milk, and that's just not good. So I tried it because Owen told me to put in the coffee. I put the powder in first. I have a large coffee cup. I pour the coffee over it, and it tastes like a latte. I don't need any sugar. It's delicious. I don't need milk or anything. So try and play with it. We'll go through a couple recipes soon. We also have our KETOBURN appetite suppressant and metabolic booster. So we're getting a lot of feedback from this. We had a stronger portion that we kind of split it into half size just to kind of accommodate everyone that was enjoying this. So they're basically a potent combination of herbs and extracts that help manage your appetite and cravings while they give you energy and heightened focus throughout the day. And our KETOBURN contains, again, our FIJI and turmeric and our pink FIJI and ginger. And if you look at a lot of the ingredients, it's natural caffeine, it's green tea extract, it's our ginger root powder. It's got so many interesting like we said, herbs and extracts. So it's a great way when you're feeling, if you have the KETOFUEL shake and you want to still kind of ebb those cravings, it's a great go-to. And we created what we call the BulaFIT Warrior Pack, which is really the complete combination to what we call to live a high-impact life. And it has some of our supplements. It has our burn. It has a KETOFUEL. It has our BulaFIT bottles, which have Owen's workouts on the back, ginger, turmeric, slim cat, detox, bone and muscle, multi-essentials. This is a key pack. Now, we talk about, this is actually my coffee cup here in New York. We talk about adding it to your coffee. It's actually outstanding. And for a lot of you that came to our Miami boot camp, you tried KETOFUEL in your hot chocolate, which is using cacao, stevia, almond milk, cream, and coconut milk. This is absolutely delicious. These recipes will be on Podbean tomorrow. I highly suggest you try this because I'm a big sweet girl. Like I'm not so much, I just like chocolate. And so I get that kind of fix when I try this. And it's really good to have substitutes from what you're used to. Whether you like salt, like now that I like salt, or I love salt, instead of chips, I'll go to almonds or Brazilian nuts. Same thing with this. If you want to have hot chocolate, go to cacao. This is really, really good for you. You all tried Patty's ice cream recipe in the Miami Boot Camp, which is amazing. It's so simple. Coconut milk, water, KETOFUEL, and macadamia nuts. It's an amazing recipe. Highly recommend you try that. So let's talk a little bit about what to eat on the keto diet, which is always the big question. So all the foods below are below 5% in carbs. So sticking to the foods below makes it easy to stay on a strict low-carb diet. This is less than 20 grams of carbs per day. So you'll see you have butter, olive oil, cream, milk, fish and seafood, all 0. Eggs, you have a carb. Avocados, cheese, even any vegetable that grows above ground. This is very important to know. The other thing, and we're getting a lot of requests, can they have a glass of wine? Can someone have a beer? So really, what's a drink on the keto diet? Water is perfect. So is coffee or tea. Ideally, no sweeteners and a very modest amount of milk or cream. Beer is definitely a no-no. It is so high in carbohydrates. Wine is as well. If you want a cocktail, it might be, maybe it's vodka and soda, something like that. So just be cognizant of what you're putting into your body while you're on this diet. Definite no-nos, definitely if you can avoid this. And I thought this was surprising. Bananas, I love bananas, but they're very high in carbs. Potatoes, pasta, no, look at bread. I mean, I had no idea there were so many carbs in bread. Rice, beer, like I said, chocolate, forget it, soda, juice, donuts, candy. Just these are no-nos. And when you're on this lifestyle, you know, it's all about modifications. So if you want some of these things and you try them, you will fall out of ketosis and you will plateau or you'll gain weight. So, you know, with everything in life, we always have sacrifices. So it's just something to keep in mind that if you're craving a beer or bread, you know, you can have nuts, you can have an avocado, you can have cauliflower rice, which is really, really delicious. So all these different things are available to you. Really definite no-nos, grapes, like I said, bananas, cashew nuts, which we initially thought were okay, not okay. Latte, vitamin water, fruit juice, no, 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 not good. Very high in sugar, very high in carbs. So the rule with low-carb vegetables, which ones are good? It's a very simple rule. Vegetables that grow above ground are low-carb, and they can be eaten freely. So vegetables below ground contain many more carbs. You have to be very careful with them, such as, you know, especially potatoes. But spinach, for instance, I mean, sauteed spinach with a steak and an avocado on the side is an amazing dinner. I can't press avocados enough. When I make my eggs in the morning, instead of putting, you know, I don't know, I used to put all different stuff into my eggs, and now, in potatoes especially, but now I'll throw some olives in. Just if I want that salty flavor, I'll chop up 3 or 4 olives and put them in my eggs in the morning with avocado. So just know you still have options. You know, you'll see tomatoes are a little bit higher, cabbage, cauliflower is higher, but that cauliflower, if you're craving carbs, try the cauliflower rice. I did post a link on Facebook earlier today in answer to one of our ambassadors. Even green and red peppers, I mean, they're still a little bit high, but they're very filling. So just know that these are great options. Also, if you want snacks, celery, cucumbers, again, carrots are higher, but you can still have low-carb dipping sauce, cream cheese even. So get creative with your snacks. Celery is very filling. It's very water-based. Cucumbers are filling too. You can still have great flavor with these dips. Now, below ground, which are the no-nos for sure, are the carrots, the onions, the beetroot, the parsnips, the sweet potatoes, which everyone loves, regular potatoes, so high in carbs. So try and stay away from those while you're on the ketogenic lifestyle. Fruit is the big question. I love fruit, so this has been a really big adjustment for me. I love strawberries. I love bananas. I love grapes. I love pineapple. I love everything on the screen. So I get somewhat sad, but I do love veggies equally as much, so I've been able to balance it. But all fruits contain quite a few carbs, mostly in the form of sugar, and fruit is really what we call candy from nature. So it means that while you're on this strict diet, while you're on this, you know, lifestyle, you are better off having berries instead of a small fruit like a plum or a few cherries. You can get any nutrient in fruit from vegetables as well, which a lot of people don't know. So there really is no need for fruit. It's just fruit just really does taste good. But so does chocolate and so does soda. So we recommend that you can have, you know, if you're going to go with berries, go raspberries, go blackberries, strawberries. If you go blueberries, you're going more higher. So just be cognizant of this as well. Now, this is actually really good news to me, hopefully to you. You can still eat delicious snacks while you're on the keto lifestyle. You can have cheese. You can have eggs. You can have cold cuts. I mean, cheese and cold cuts, a cheese plate and cold cuts while you're out. I mean, it's amazing. Avocados, olives, macadamia, pecan, Brazilian nuts. Oh my gosh, so delicious. Those are all really good for you and very filling. So, you know, you don't have to cut out all the things that you want. You can still have great tastes. And let's talk a little bit about nuts. So the three best options are Brazil nuts, macadamia nuts, and pecan nuts, which they can be pretty much eaten freely, even on a strict low-carb diet. They're filled with healthy fats, especially macadamia nuts. But the worst options are pistachios and cashews. And just think about this, 2 handfuls of cashews, which is really probably about 12 cashews per handful, contain 20 grams, and that's a daily allowance on a strict low-carb diet. So just be aware when you're having nuts and seeds that, you know, look at how much cashews are, 27. It's incredible. But you can enjoy macadamia nuts at 5. So we always like to combine fitness into the lifestyle. So it's not just about diet modification. It's all about being active as well. And I love seeing, and Owen loving seeing everything being so active. It's a critical part of the high-impact life, and it goes hand in hand. So we have Owen as our coach. We have our BulaFIT Bula bottles, which have the grab-and-go workouts on the back, which are amazing. Owen's going to be probably coming out with a bunch of different other ones because we have to make sure that you're doing consistent exercise, but you're also working different muscle groups. That's very important. We also have a DVD series which came out about 2-3 weeks ago, which I know people are loving now, actually. They're flying off the shelves. And this should be an integral part of your daily routine. This is so important. This is 15, 20, 30 minutes out of your day. It can be done. Definitely know you can schedule this. If you don't want to do it 7 days a week, do it every other day, do it every 2 days. Make sure you get it in. And it will come with the digital companion soon. And the BulaFIT Warrior workouts are based on ancient Fijian warrior movements. So you'll hear when Owen's talking on the video, you'll hear him mimicking a lot of our chieftains' movements back in Fiji. So we love that it comes from our Fijian roots. And what I love about this also is each workout can be done at home without equipment. You don't need to go to the gym. You don't need a gym membership. He gives the fitness benefits that can be, you can get without even going to the gym. You don't need equipment. That's the whole point. And I love what he says, which is no gym, no weights, no problem. And I have known Owen for so long, and this man does not go to the gym. So the physique you're looking at is all outside. It's predominantly outside. Once in a while he goes to the gym because if it's raining, God forbid, in LA. But this is all done outside and all the workouts that he gives to you guys. Now, our BulaFIT page is blowing up. It has, in 2 months, over 4,000 members. It's incredible to see this type of momentum in social media, and everyone's been amazing about posting and I have to clap, and Owen and I talk about this on the phone all the time. We're like, wow, I love how everyone posts pictures of themselves, and they're not afraid to do that. There's a strength in spirit with everyone that are, you know, posting pictures and sharing if they're falling off and having a cheat day and feeling bad and are looking for support. And all of you are so amazing at giving support. So we just encourage you to keep posting. Keep, whether it's a fitness routine or a before and after picture, you know, just post, share with your friends and family. We just want to keep on growing this community because it is so supportive, and it's really been inspiring to see. And as you all know, WAKAYA Perfection was a very well-established brand before we brought it into network marketing. It was sold at Harrods of London, Williams-Sonoma, Ritz-Carlton Hotels, Saks Fifth Avenue, Sur La Table, Canyon Ranch, Gracious Home in New York, top dining establishments. And we still do keep HSN because we've learned that it's a great test environment for new products, and we sell different sizes on HSN, but it's also a great awareness tool for you guys. And I do a lot of product trainings on how you can utilize the marketing power of HSN. It's proved to be very good for sales for everyone. So we also like to talk about Oprah Winfrey, who discovered us not once, or liked us not once, but twice for her favorite things. We'll be going back to her team in June of this year to pitch a few more products, including our BulaFIT system with the KETOFUEL, KETOBURN, our coconut oil, and a few other ones, our Fijian seasoning, which has got such great reviews. So we're really excited about that. And Dr. Deepak Chopra, a lot of you don't know that Dr. Chopra was played a key role in helping us formulate our organic pink FIJI and ginger tea. And then he tweeted to his 1.91 million followers that he was excited to join forces with us, which is a big, big day for us. Now, before we end, we're going to talk about BulaBash. So BulaBash is in it's actually September of this year. It is going to be phenomenal. I really think that we're going to see everybody there. Everyone's going to look so different because they've lost so much weight and they're all fit. So it's going to take place at the Green Valley Ranch and Spa. Again, beautiful resort. Owen's going to be there. David Gilmour will be there as well. He's going to be signing books. He's going to be taking pictures. We're going to have a diamond dinner. He is so excited. He loves coming to the events. Owen McKibben, as I said, will be there. He's going to talk. Owen is going to take us through some serious workouts, so everyone be prepared. He's going to share just his story, and I know that, you know, he's a big softie, so he might tear up if he sees some of you guys. So be sure when you see him, go up and give him a big hug because he's going to be super proud of you all. And we have Chef Selner, and Chef Selner is actually cooking. I sent him as I said, he tried our KetoFuel, and he's actually going to be cooking keto-friendly recipes, keto-friendly food and recipes, which I think we're going to put into a recipe box that we're going to have at the show, at the BulaBash. And so all the food there, you're going to come and you can eat all keto-friendly food that is gourmet. So get ready for like an amazing culinary adventure. And of course, we're going to have our amazing founder, co-founder Todd Smith, with our amazing president Bill Andreoli in attendance. All of our corporate staff will be there. Every one of our leaders will be there, and we can't wait to see you all. So be sure that you register. We just shot a lot of content, so be sure that you subscribe to our YouTube page. We have some cool surprises coming out next week. Actually, I think one is going to be announced on the Karubi call next week that we are thrilled about. So I can't say anything, but our product training next week will be about it. And it's very exciting. So make sure that you subscribe. You'll get all the video content. And as we like to say in all the closing, we always do this at night, so I always love this shot. This is of David and Jillian's home right here. This is view. This is Homestead Bay with our hawksbill turtles, where they actually breed. And so we always like to say paradise is closer than you think. And we always like to say, sorry, my computer is acting up, Vinaka, which means thank you so much. And then Moche ni sa moche, which means good night in Fijian. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually open up the lines. Bear with me for one moment. I'm just getting my technical difficulties here. Hang on one second. I want to thank you all so much for joining. And I'm going to open up the lines and unmute everybody. And let's hear from everybody. Thanks so much.